And joining us in studio, Dr. Eytan Cohen Yanarocak, a Turkey analyst at the Moshe Dayan Center at Tel Aviv University. And Hi, we heard from Adi what he thinks could happen in those talks between Erdogan and Putin. How do you see it, especially considering previous negotiations at lower levels have failed?
Well, before coming here, I also witnessed that Mr. Ibrahim Kalın, the spokesperson of the Turkish president, he expressed his optimism that both of the leaders may reach to an understanding tomorrow. And from this perspective, and if given the bromance, the so-called bromance between Erdogan and Putin, we may see some results because Mr. Erdogan doesn't want to continue to this current operation. From his perspective, he did prove the Turkish armed forces' abilities regarding the UAV airstrikes, and from that he got very positive feedbacks at home. And he's also aware that fighting with the Syrian army is not like fighting with the PYD, YPG or PKK. The Turkish army suffered very heavy casualties, and because of that, he wants to see. He wants to end this current conflict with Assad regime, but again with something concrete in hand. Turks would like to acquire some diplomatic victories, like having the Idlib province, under their control, and to stop this military offensive of the Bashar al-Assad. The name of the game here is the Sarakib province. Today, Sarakib province is under control of the Assad forces. The Turks would like to get it back. I don't think that they will get it back because it is very strategic. Because that particular town is standing on the M4 and M5 high road, roads, and these two roads are connecting Damascus to Aleppo and Aleppo to Latakia. So the Assad forces will try to stay on the ground, and we're going to see some new borders there.
Yes, but would Bashar Assad accept any arrangement where Turkey is still maintaining control over territory that he seems determined to recover? Is it just not a matter of time until the next offensive?
Well, it's a good question. The thing is, until the next bloodshed, I think the two sides will have to stop right now because this is not sustainable.
Right.
And we also have a new refugee crisis. Turkey also brought this refugee card, or let me tell, the migrant card. Because
well, hold off on that because I want to discuss that now.
Sure.
Because there, as you mentioned, there's happening a humanitarian disaster both within Idlib, with over close to 1 million internal refugees there. But there is also another aspect of the situation taking part on Turkey's eastern border, the one with Greece. Now, Erdogan, as you alluded to, has opened that frontier to Syrian and Middle Eastern migrants trying to make their way to Europe in an apparent effort to get the EU and NATO more involved with this struggle he has in Syria. Greece reportedly now using force, maybe even live fire, to bar those refugees. Here's what the EU had to say today on the situation.
It's absolutely possible to stand up for the right to asylum, for the fundamental rights for asylum seekers and migrants, and protect our borders. The right to asylum does not mean that Erdogan can send how many migrants he wants into the European Union.
So what is Erdogan trying to achieve here?
Erdogan is trying to get the European Union into the equation, and so that the Europeans will have to, pressure the Russians so that the attacks of the Assad forces will come to an end in Idlib. Because if we are looking at the equation, we have on one side we have Assad and Russians, and on the other side we have the Free Syrian Army and the Turks. So this side, of course, the Turkish side is weaker. So the Turks are trying to, with this move, they are trying to make the game changer move. So by opening the gates to Greece, so they are trying to trigger an influx of migrants to Europe, and I'm insisting on using the term migrants and not refugees because as you know, in Turkey there is no there is no war in Turkey. So these people are not running away from war. These people they want to improve their life conditions.
Right.
So that's why they are coming to Europe, and that's why they are trying to pass from the agency, and they are trying to reach the agency. And another important aspect is,
briefly,
I'm concluding. Another important aspect that Mr. Erdogan did not open the border with Bulgaria. He has another important bromance with Boyko Borisov, the Prime Minister of Bulgaria. So he did not touch that border, but he opened the border with the Greeks, which is the historical nemesis.
Right, certainly. Okay, a very complex and a situation that seems to be getting worse by the day. Hi, Eytan Cohen Yanarocak. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.